go again. I've been having a fiddle this evening after work. Oh, got to show you my new toy. I dropped my normal one with the swivelly top and stood on it, so smashed the glass. So I bought the new version 3 with the finer top. It still plugs out, I can put the other top in, but that's pretty cool. I'm chuffed with that. And it smokes the other one. Oh, excellent. Anyway, been playing with this thing. I've got it where I want it now. I'm pretty chuffed. First thing to notice, if I swing that round, see this? That's the wheel spindle of a push bike. It worked with the brake cable, but the plate that I had on here must have had a sharp edge, and it started cutting the strands, and it went when I was playing. I realised it was cutting, so I went on down 20 times, and lo and behold, it snapped. So this time, that's the spindle. That thing can go to angles, and it's really weird the way it works. I'll show you when I spin it round, but I've invented something new. The other thing that I wanted to do, this grinding wheel, I don't have a grinder, and I was going to buy a twin wheel grinder, the usual thing, and I may still do that, but I'll dig it with polishing mops, and I don't need the heavy grinder, it's the fine that you need a bit more precision on. The heavy grinder, I can stick one on an angle grinder and blast away all the rough stuff, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, you need the fine one, which this is. But it wasn't really usable with this, sticking it in some funny angles. So I've had a play. What I did, that is the base off an old drill stand. You know the idea, the thing that your dad had, that you've clamped your drill into there, and there was a post and a platter, and it wobbled like hell, and it was supposed to be a pillar drill. That was the handle, but they were worse than useless, to be honest. They still moved all over the place and didn't really do the job. But I suppose it looked like a pillar drill. So I chopped that blue chunk off and chopped the shaft down. I'm not even bothered cleaning it up. A couple of kitchen fittings as nuts, because I don't have nuts that size. I use my bag. You can see it actually over there. Great big white tray off the bottom of a freezer. That's screws. That's nuts and bolts. Never ever ever throw anything away without taking all the nuts, bolts, screws out and just chucking them in there. It's amazing. You can absolutely save a fortune. So I haven't bought any nuts and bolts for ages. I mean, certain projects we need loads. Yeah, obviously. Anyway, so I got a bit of 18mm ply that was left over from when I built the house. Bored it out, cut this off, cut that off, and it fits really nice. You can set the height. If you can't get low enough with that, you can move this anywhere you like. And the nice thing is, the way these things work, these are cast. I think that's in the camera angle. Yeah. These things are cast, and they're pretty true, but it means you can really get it exactly as you want it. And then use a square. Yeah, my dad's square that he gave me about 30 years ago when I was a kid. Still use it. He gave me a pair. Still perfectly square. Gorgeous things. Proper antiques, but they do the job. You can check that you're square on the blade, so you can actually get a pretty accurate facing on something. Obviously you need the wood to hold the thing steady. If you put it on metal, it's a nightmare. So I'm dead chuffed with that. That really works. So that and that released, get it out of the way. The actual vise, I've put a quick release under there. How do I release this? Is it that one? No, it must be... Oh, it's that one. That's it. Yeah, well, there we go. This can come out the way. This unit goes wherever I want, height wise. Stick me dad's specific 23mm spanner in. Spin it around. The thing I don't like is it tightens up when you spin it in the specific direction. Once you've got it what you think is square, the job's good. I'm just using one nut down here with a quick release. I made my own. I'll show you what it is. Bolt's a little bit long, but hey. Ordinary nut from kitchen fittings, something that I've salvaged. Again, furniture stuff, just ground that flat, gives you enough purchase to spin it into place. Holds the vise down. You only need one. So happy with that. So before I use it, I just find one of these holes, stick the vise over it, drop the nut in, spin that on from underneath, wherever I want it, absolutely fine. So I better show you this a bit closer. So this is really a bit odd. That you can see sort of sits on a washer. It all needs greasing. All it's got on the moment is WD-40. Bent the shaft, got a great big hefty piece of aluminium block that already had a hole that way. Bunged a hole in that way so I could fit the bar. So to get it assembled, by the way, you can unscrew this, as you can see. And what I did, I let it bend itself. And watch it, when you pull it down, it turns. So this top bit here, when you watch, see it go down? As it takes up the slack. So it never actually puts any more stress on that bend. I reckon that will last years and years and years, whereas the cable wouldn't. And it's just a turning motion, and just every now and again I'll have to stick some grease in the gap. And it's threaded on this end. That's the original aluminium bicycle fitting. There's no point in tightening it up, you need a bit of slack. I may put a lock nut up against it because I've got enough threaded shaft left to put a lock nut on. Stop that coming loose when I'm not expecting it. But that's just wacky. I like inventing stuff. Anyway, so I'm happy with that. The other bit I've done, I mounted my vise. This vise is fine and dandy, but it's not heavy duty, and it's a bit of a pain, to be honest. It's alright for various jobs and on big stuff, but I don't need it all the time. So again, I've done quick release. Now I don't know if the light's enough for you to see this. You see these? And these? They're quick release, so I can take it off. And I put the vise over this bit, so the shelf, which I can lower if I want to, doesn't go anywhere. So I'm happy with that. Obviously it's going that way, and if I need a vise to go this way, just drop this in there and I've got a vise that way, or disconnect that and move it round. Easy peasy. This can also be utilised with this, because the thing I hadn't noticed originally, how am I going to show this? You see the handle under there? Release it. That is also one of these. Quick release, movable jobbies. So I can put anything I want there. It doesn't have to be this. And this is one on top of the other. So it gives you loads. I mean, these are what my dad put in. I don't like them wing nuts. They don't go firm enough. That one, that side, I've spun it over, and that's a much better solution, because you can grab the wing nut and use a 10mm spanner on there, and that really locks it. Where there's just trying to turn that by hand, it's not that secure, but it's easy enough to use it as a stop to hold to just nip it into place. If I find anything better, I'll use it. Well, that's excellent. Gives me so much flexibility. And it turns out that when you put spirit levels on this upper shaft and this plate and these and this and the way that fits, that's not even the correct diameter. But because it's a circle, it pushes up against, well, in this case, pushes up against this side, and it goes true and square. So that's a really great bit of kit, and I'm very, very pleased. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Peace out. Ride safe.